Police released the names of the victims.
Yes, Quita, Terry. Deputies say the two people killed in the crash are 76-year-old Warren Thompson from Georgetown and 73-year-old Johanna Sturm from Corpus Christi. However, we're still waiting for an update from investigators as to what caused their deaths, as this case raises more questions than answers. Investigators say the two are driving their car westbound on RM 2243 until they swerved and left the roadway, hitting a ditch and striking several trees. You can see the orange markings the troopers left behind at the scene. Investigators say the car ended up in a heavily wooded area, which is why they believe their car was not discovered for several weeks. Someone called in to report the crash over the weekend, but troopers say their bodies were already badly decomposed.
At this time, it is still an active investigation. The trooper in the investigation has notified local law enforcement and law enforcement outside the area.
While investigators believe no foul play was involved, they say nobody called in to report them missing in the last few weeks. Live in the newsroom, Jennifer Ah, KVUE News.
Austin's Muslim community and its supporters came together today to show solidarity in the face of uncertainty.
Their fears that a Trump administration will infringe on their freedoms. KVUE's Jennifer Ah talked to the group as they share their concerns about our country's future.
Wearing green, holding signs, feeling emotional, but standing in solidarity.
I love my Muslim friends and family.
Disappointment, disgust a lot of times, and just mind-boggling how things transpired, how the president-elect got away with so many things.
These demonstrators out here say that they're not holding a loud protest. They say they're not going to be chanting or showing any violence. Instead, they want to show solidarity and peace. So you can see them out here holding these signs, quietly standing out here. Right now, more than 100 people have showed up outside the mosque here.
My sign says, "I'm glad you are my neighbor." A friend to our Muslim neighbors.
While this demonstration was going on outside, the Nueces Mosque was holding a prayer service inside.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
During the campaign, President-elect Trump spoke about banning all Muslims from traveling into the U.S. to prevent international terror attacks. He backed off recently, talking only of issuing bans on people in territories with a history of terror, calling it, quote, extreme vetting. But local Muslims say they do not feel reassured.
Any kind of ban like that is not an improvement. It's not going to make us any safer from terrorism. And it's also just a wedge by way to say this one group of Muslims is bad.
What does your sign say?
Mine says love Trump's hate.
Jennifer Ah, KVUE News.
Music industry leaders say this plan to pour $10 million into preserving the local music venues in downtown Austin is huge, and they're saying it was a long time coming. No matter what kind of music you like, from classical to contemporary, hip-hop, rap, EDM, world music, you can find it here in Austin.
I can go to hear electronic music like Henry and the Invisibles. I love some of the great hip-hop acts that we have here, like Magna Carta. I love singer-songwriter Susanna Schaffel.
In the Red River Cultural District, music industry leaders say rent is rising, and landlords are recouping some of those costs by raising lease prices, leaving music venues vulnerable.
There's a huge audience for live music in town, and the issue isn't that people aren't coming out to see music. The issue is that the cost for us to do those things is increasing.
But Austin is now getting $10 million in mini bonds to solve this problem. Mayor Steve Adler announced Austin as one of 5 winners of the Neighborly Bonds Challenge. He plans to invest all of the prize money into preserving the city's iconic music venues to help save Austin's title as the live music capital of the world.
This is a creative solution for the creative class. I want to quickly add that a lot of the details haven't been worked out. That's part of this process.
The mayor says he hopes regular folks in the community can join in on the conversation on how this money should be allocated. As for what's at stake right now with the rising costs,
if Austin didn't have the vibrant live music scene that it had, I wouldn't live here. I wouldn't be here. I would go find the scene. I would go find where people are congregating and playing and making music.
That's our international brand, right? That's a big part of what attracts tech companies to Austin. It's a big part of what attracts young families to Austin, is the fact that we are such a vibrant, creative place to come and test your ideas.
And this is just one piece of the city's plan to save the local music industry, and the city also asked the Urban Land Institute to run a study on the Red River Cultural District and to provide recommendations on how to preserve the music and cultural venues while meeting the market demands for housing and commercial space. Jennifer Ah, KVUE News.